Okay, so round 3 is completed. We're now in round 4 or Y-4. So let's look at the results for Team 41, which is sort of a dummy company I'm running, and to help demo the simulation each round. So my revenues went up 45%. My quick ratio and debt ratio improved year over year, earning me points there. My profit margins went up 6%, and my gross operational and net went up 7%, and this helped me make some more profits around. Now, with my asset turnover, my total asset turnover, return on assets, and total asset turnover were negative because I purchased so many assets last round. My sales really didn't move up as quickly as my assets did. So that's something that's going to reverse itself as I start to buy less assets, but yet have increasing sales. Okay, but I did make 55 points on increasing my earnings per share and my market capitalization, my book value. My forecasts were, pretty, you can't get much better than 1, so I'm just trying not to lose points there. I did make 100 points from my operational investments and had a surplus for another 100 points. I did a very good 5,500 points for the round, which gave me about 1,800, almost 1,900 points. Halfway through the simulation, we have 3 rounds left. I'm pretty confident I can make the minimum points but in that time. So what I would want to look at after reviewing my assessment to get a better idea of how I did and hints on how to improve, I'd always go to my charts, and I want to see my team performance chart. And I want to go right to the bottom and see how I did in sales. So it looks like I undersold my truck a little bit, and I underestimated my demand for my economy, but I sold all my sedans and luxury vehicles. So I did pretty well in the forecast there. I could also look at the industry, and then I would go in, again, whoever performed the best, I might want to check out their company, see what they did, review my financials, and go back into sales and redesign the cars with the goal of getting my profit margins up. So here I'm going from 55 to 63%, thanks to my operational cost reductions doubling, well, almost doubling. And because I have to, make those operational cost reductions because of the customer expectations increasing. So it's getting more and more expensive to build the car my customers expect. So if I don't invest in the company, I won't get these operational cost reductions, which help me maintain or improve my profit margins. Now, I'm not going to go through completing the rest of the round. I think everybody has enough practice through the practice rounds and completing the first 2 rounds to kind of go it on your own now. But I will go back to the charts and just review the industry charts to see how all the companies did. So we have here net profits, and we see that net profits have jumped again. Now, last time, nobody broke 100 million in net profits, but now we have teams breaking 130 million. So we have a number of teams above 120 million in net profits, which was excellent. And you can see pretty much everybody advanced in their net profits because the industry is expanding at double digits and people are making more and more profitable cars. If we look at the points per team, like I had said previously, the first round is very easy to make points. Now, because you're competing year over year, analysts are looking at your performance from last year to this year, making comparisons, it gets harder and harder to keep doing better. But like I said, most teams will make if you're making between 300 and 400 points a round, you're doing very well. If you're making over 400 points, you're doing excellent. Under 300 points, you have some room for improvement. And we had a few teams this round. Apex made 649 points. We have Team 23 of 588 points. Team 41 of 550. Team 33 did 428 points last round, 500 points this round. This is very consistent. So we had nobody lose points. We had a few teams that underperformed in points, and that's something that they really need to take a little bit seriously if they want to make sure that they can move ahead and get the total minimum points needed to get the full points for this project. Okay, if we look at stock price, we have the same 2 companies in the lead position as the stock price, and we have Team 1 is in last place, the stock price, but they did improve. Team 1 went from $18 to $29, so they made a big improvement, but the other teams are starting to approach getting closer to $100 a share. Sales per team, we had the team that was in last place last round really worked hard, and they moved up quite significantly. They went from 251 million to 360 million, quite a jump. We have a new leader in sales, which is 510 million, followed by 503 million in sales, and then 494 million for Team 28, Team 27, and Team 30, doing well in sales. But those sales have to translate into profits. So earnings per share, you want to maximize earnings per share like Team 16, Team 28, Team 26, and Team 18 came out of nowhere to take 5th place here in earnings per share. So we want to make sure that this is what excites investors to push the stock price up, is those earnings per share. Okay, so that's basically it. And you see here the trends. If you look at the trends of earnings, upwards. Sales, trending. Most teams are trending upward. Stock price, most teams are trending upward. And you see how we all started from the same point. We've been pretty tight in round 1, breaking out a little bit more in round 2, and breaking out even more in round 3, as the decisions you're making are having an amplified effect as you move forward in the simulation. Okay, so that's the review of the performance of round 3. Everybody, is still doing pretty well. If we look at, let's just look at cumulative points here. Total points so far. We have a number of teams here getting pretty close to 2,000. So if you're at least at 1,300 or higher, you're on track to get the full points for the game. I guess the halfway mark, if you're at like 1,100, you're just on target. You're halfway to the goal of, I believe it's 2,200 points. Let me just double check that. As a reminder, you do have a test coming up on March 24th. So the information about the test is on Blackboard. I also emailed it out to you. There is also, you're going to have a homework due soon that you want to make sure you get, you make sure you complete your homework that's coming up. Don't forget to sign up for the extra credit. This is one of the rare chances to get some extra credit for this class. Very simple. You join the Risk Management Club and the Insurance Club. There's links right up here to just click these links to join, sign in, and then click join. Very easy. So let's just see. Okay, yes, 2,200 points you need. So if you're at 1,100, you're halfway there. So most teams, I would say, is only 3 teams behind in the whole class, and they're not that far behind. So everybody can easily make that full grade on this. Just keep up the good work on that. And remember, you do have a lot coming up. You have that midterm on the 24th. You have a homework assignment due in a few days. Check My Finance Lab. And you have the next round of the Zoom simulation, as always, due on Monday. Let me just double check that date. Monday the 15th. So be ready for that. And I thank you for your time, and good luck in the next round.